inside. Love from your heart makes me feel I'm alive. One last chance to deny me. I need you by my side.
Not the Turtle Arms, with the Go Glasgow Hotel. At the Go Glasgow Hotel. It's going to be buzzing tonight, Friday night. The biggest issue in Scotland is Scottish independence. They're either a nation or they're not a nation.
They've both been absolutely sold out, like great responses. So how does that make you feel about the rest of the tour?
I was a bit worried that some of the jokes weren't going to work. They were going to fall flat because they are a bit dark, some of them, but they worked. For the pleasure of Rich Planet viewers, we're here with
Little old me.
the poet in the pub. In the media, Prince Charles has been shown in very good light, cuddling children and all this sort of stuff. Do you think the Queen's on her way out?
One thing I like about Trump is at least it was a break from the political system establishment we've been force-fed.
Do you think, can you imagine Charles on the throne? Would you approve of that?
We're just owned by the same people, but Harry Hewitt.
Basically, Richard, that question is dying to be abused.
You said it.
No, you said it.
Silly question.
You said it in your famous interview, Phil. You don't remember?
That's why I know.
No, well, you can't always get it because I don't always pay the phone bills. That is an open-ended question, which is just begging to be abused.
When I first spoke to you, Rich, I was very sceptical about your work. I just thought, yeah. But actually having looked at your research, look at what you do, you're actually a very, very good critique and you actually do your research very well. And for nothing else, I think that's a great thing.
Well, thanks for the compliment.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Put that online.
How do people find you on Facebook?
Look for Port in the Pub page on Facebook. It doesn't often get redecorated because not many people take photos of me. Yeah, you like that new material. On YouTube, Phil Durham.
Right.
You look for that, which also has my old bands in, The Bots, Epileptic Orgasm.
You have a guy who comes along and says, like, I want to improve relations with, with Russia, regardless of whether he fulfills that promise. But the idea of a politician coming along and saying that, I mean, I know he's not a politician, but he is now. But for someone to come along and say that, surely that's something that's got to appeal to people.
You represented something that they were sick of, and that was what they were being force-fed.
The band that you used to be in, Phil, called The Bots.
Yeah.
So you just tell me that you've had
that. We were in at school, yeah.
So that's, people can actually get that on vinyl?
Yeah, from a label called simply Fuck Punk Records.
Fuck Punk Records?
Fuck Punk, all one word, Records, Bristol. It's on dub plate, 8-inch dub plate, 25 quid, 4 songs, I'm Gay, Shit Dixon, Who Gives a Fuck, and Half Inch.
Right, I see. So I'm Gay, is that about Prince Edward?
That was the Zero Records release with Prince Edward on the cover, and the Fuck Punk release, I just described the scenario to them of how we recorded it.
Right.
And it's got literally a cartoon of me and
So the song I'm Gay, is that saying that Prince Edward is gay, is it, or not?
No, but we just saw this smooth, charismatic picture of Prince Edward.
Yeah.
Me and Nick Allison, Year Zero Records. And because he was living in France, it's published in France, so you can't call it obscene.
I don't think you'd be under any problem with Prince Edward suing you for calling him gay. I can't imagine that.
No, that's only by implication.
So
you know who Half Inch was about, I can't name him either.
So Shit Dixon, is that about someone I know?
What? It's about somebody in the same year as me and you at school.
Alright, I think I know who it might be. Any plans for tonight, Phil?
The brochure. What do you call the new car where you can't hear your kids at the back?
I don't know, what do you
The
call
Renault Macan.
Will you be in the turf tonight?
I think so.
Alright. Is there a band on the Saturday?
I think there is. I don't know who it is tonight, but there's always a band all Saturdays and some Fridays.
He's fit enough to open and close the gates and go to the shop.
85.
85 in June, is it?
Aye. That's not bad, is it?
What, you're walking faster than you were last time I was here, Alan?
Well,
If you get me before 10 in the morning, you've got a problem. It's life, isn't it?
Right.
In the fast lane.
So there's a dog, the new dog. What's the new dog's name? Caesar. Hello?
I'm in Yankee again, these Yanks.
Yeah.
3 of them.
3 Yanks, yeah. So this is a historical...
Stay in a big hotel, not far off here. And they've taken the stone away, literally.
To America.
Now,
So hang on, how the hell can you get that stone to America? Take it on a plane?
No, the Americans had a box made specially with wheels underneath.
Really?
And put it in that. It's taken away, put on the boat. You know, America.
So they've been to St. Peter's Church as well, have they?
Yeah, they've been everywhere.
I'm not naive enough to believe
So it's going to blow up in America, in my opinion.
No, listen.
We thought, well, we do everything we can to help the Americans.
They
You know, that's what we want to do. We give them a damn good deal on the books so they can sell and get them going, you know.
So whereabouts in the US is it, Alan?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
It's big Welsh populations out there.
What town is it in?
Well,
We'll keep that.
No, you don't want to... Yeah.
I don't want any interference. We've been at it 40 years. Most of the people who joined us weren't spring chickens. They were retired or wanted something to do. And so the round table has got a lot of empty seats on it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And the trouble is that...
Get him in.
Get out.
Get him in. The pedigree.
yourself.
He's a pedigree.
He's a pup, see. The ambition in America, the people have only just woken up to us recently, as it were, and they're acting quite quickly. They're arranging, if they can, it's got a lot of hard work to be done, to set up a sort of centre. I suppose not a museum as such, but a centre of Welsh culture. Oh, there's Welsh-speaking communities there who speak American English, but they also speak Welsh, and they have Welsh services in chapels there.
So for those who don't know, right, this is like the sword-shaped stone that was found near St. Peter's Church of King Arthur's fame, where the Electrum Cross was also found.
Yes, yes.
You kept this stone because you think it's give me what's the inscription on it, Alan?
Well, it says Rex Artorius. In proper grammar, it should say Artorius Rex. But the Rex, it's the shape of the stone that compels it to be done that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's got a straight and a bulge at the one end. And so, but it says Rex Artorius or Artorius Rex, the King Arthur. It's correct because it fits with the histories. We gave them some of the most valuable books in here. Very expensive.
Explained
History book, one printed 1804, one of 1873.
When would you be able to announce where this place is and when people can actually go and visit it, Alan?
Well, it's not for us to announce it, it's just for them to
Right,
get it set up, you know.
Yeah.
Once they've set it up, then of course the announcement will be made.
Right.
But our efforts are directed towards supplying them with the necessary exhibits. I mean, we've got a book here of 1793, we're going to send that over. And there's other books, like we've got reprints of ancient manuscripts here. We actually sent to museums and said, can we have a copy of this manuscript? And it cost us an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
And we got photostats of hundreds of pages of original manuscripts. So we can't have the original, obviously they're falling apart, they're 1,000 years old. But we can send them out there. That we're going to send that sort of thing out there.
So do you know if these American people have had any interest from their media at all?
They're in the early stages. They don't want to sort of dribble it out. They want to make an announcement, and that's in their hands, not in ours.
Right.
But they're very genuine people, and they've been over 2 or 3 times to sort things out with us. They can see we're getting nowhere in Britain, and they never will.
Yeah.
So let's take it out to where it will get somewhere, where there's open-mindedness and fair play.
Right.
If you read the Brutes of England, the ancient histories of England, which are authentic, around 1320, they name a Welsh king. King. They actually name him in 1320. So what's the problem? It's a kingdom.
Yeah.
And actually the Brutes of England say specifically that Arthur was in France, he came back to his own lands, and he was crowned King of Glamorgan. It says that in those words. I'll show you the book if you like. So what more do you need? You don't need, they're talking about Arthur I and Arthur II. And that's where the problem is. You've got to split them into, it's like Henry I, Henry II, Henry III. There were several Arth males.
Yeah.
Iron Bear.
I was in Aberdare a few weeks ago in a charity shop, and I found a school King Arthur textbook.
Yeah. We were given, people knocked our door, and one gentleman came, he was an old man,
and he handed me a textbook of 1903. And it's the history book for the ordinary kids of about 10, 12 years old. And there's chapters on King Arthur in it. That he's a king of Glamorgan. They were teaching it in the schools. And then, of course, London decided we're going to centralise all this. I think the IRA frightened them and they thought they might be a Welsh.
So it's the 2nd of April today, as you can see. It's a glorious day. We're just getting ready to head off to York. So tell us what you sang the other night, Mark.
First one was Tom Petty, Free Falling. And the second one was Crowded House, Stone Dreaming Solar.
We're off down to York, then we go to Manchester, the Manchester Canal, and all of the missing people. So, Rich Planet could well be looking into that. We've just finished setting up Manchester, as you can see in the background there, the Premier Suite and Lounge. So Mark is actually a bit of an Alan Partridge fan. Can you give us some Alan Partridge-isms, Mark?
Tea or coffee? 4 teas, please. You blonde bastard from the future.
So this is an episode of
I'm Alan Partridge.
I'm Alan Partridge, where these two guys realise he's staying in a cheap hotel and he's a bit embarrassed about it, so he starts criticising the staff.
He does, yeah.
Can you give us a bit more?
Well, that was kind of it, really. But you can't.
Alan Partridge does this impression of a robot. Tea or coffee? Tea or coffee?
Tea or 4 teas, please.
In the talk, I actually do an impersonation of Stephen Hawkins with his voice changer.
Tea or coffee? 4 teas, please. You blonde bastard from the future. Nice run.
Yeah, so he keeps coming out with these.
You've got it all on the skirting board.
He keeps coming out with these one-liners from Alan Partridge, which I have seen, so I do understand the gags.
Oh,
Lady boys.
Lady boy. Alan, you've caught me with my hands wrapped around this enormous chopper. Do you like stuffing, Alan? Yes, please. Funny you don't look the type. No, pardon.
So what's one of your other favourite episodes where Alan Partridge, he discovers his most loyal fan, and he turns out to be a bit of a nutter, and he ends up in his house.
Les pretends to be his agent, and he's got to take these 2 Irish guys back to his house, but he's trying to, like, he doesn't want them knowing that he's staying in this, like, shitty motel. So the Uber fan comes over. He's like, "Oh, like, I'm Alan's partner, not lover, just like business partner. We'll go back to mine, Alan." And he gets there, and there's this big, huge picture of, like, this woman with big tits on a motorbike, and so the Irish guy's like, "Is that an original, Alan?" Yeah, I don't know why I bought that picture. It's got a haunting quality to it. It's like I look at her and think, "Ooh, I'd like to kiss her." I'm scared, Jed. I'm just your biggest fan, Alan. He's got this big tattoo on his chest.
Of Alan Partridge.
It took 16 hours. I passed out 12 times. I've got a level with you, Jed. I'm scared. No, don't go. He gets him in a headlock.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He gets Alan Partridge in a headlock, doesn't he?
When Alan gets out the house and finally gets to the car, he's like, "So we'll go see my brother-in-law next week." He's like, yeah. Locks the window. It's like, not like you. What's he say again?
You mentalist.
You're not like you mentalist. Get back here, you bastard! He's a mentalist. That was a negative, Glenn. Right now, I need 2 positives. One to cancel out the negative, the negative, and one
just to have a positive.
Lynn, when you go to the modelling agency, it's like ask for a 40-year-old scorcher. Do use those words. I could play a husband, Alan.
He just ignores it then.
Just walks out the elevator.
Okay, you may have seen on one of the Rich Planet videos, Mark the roadie, and he said he was going to perform us a song. So he's going to do a couple of songs for you. Take it away, Mark.
There's freedom within, there's freedom without. Try to catch the deluge in the paper cup. There's a battle ahead, many battles are lost, but you turn right over to the TV page. now, don't dream it's over. Head now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Now I'm walking again to the beat of the drum, and I'm counting the steps to the door of your heart. In the paper today, tales of war and waste, but you turn right over to the TV page. And now, don't dream it's over. Head now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Don't ever let them win. Don't ever let them win. There's a wall between us. There's a wall between us. And now, there's a wall between us.
You're listening to Mark Taylor at the Rich Planet 2017 Roadshow. What the possible weapon used in the Jill Dando murder may have come from Liverpool. We're in Liverpool, and I'm just watching them demolish this building. And over here is the Adelphi, where we had the Rich Planet talk last night. And I met some very nice ladies who run the group, the Facebook group, Madeleine McCann Abduction or Scam. And I also met a guy in Glasgow who is associated with that group, Madeleine McCann Abduction or Scam, to try and get the truth out, to try and spread the truth to more people. Now, we just want to make one point about Facebook. If you're going to set up a Facebook group, here's my advice. Set up another group with the same name, not on Facebook. Because when you set up a Facebook group, you're not really in control of it. Facebook are. Now, I'm on Facebook. I don't think there's anything wrong with drawing attention to things and using Facebook for publicity. But here's my advice: do not make that your only avenue, because ultimately you don't own it. You buy your own domain name, start your own web page. Okay, it might be a little bit more work involved in setting up a group. You need to get forum software and that kind of thing. But I would have both. That's not a criticism. It's just a point about how certain subjects can be managed if they are in a Facebook group. One very other good group is the Jill Haven forum, which is not associated with Facebook, and many people link from Facebook to the Jill Haven group. So just to be aware that Facebook is not your friend. It's a corporation that are making billions of dollars, that is probably set up by the CIA and other dark forces. So yeah, they've asked me to log on and say hello, which I will do, and I would like to thank them for starting that group and also for coming along to my talk in Liverpool, which is a great city. I've got my cardigan on today because I haven't got a lecture It's my day off. So in Mansfield tomorrow, I'm looking forward to that. So Andrew Johnson's going to be there, and Neil Saunders. Yeah, the Liverpool audience, Scousers, I sometimes find them to be quite enigmatic. You don't always know where they're coming from or what they're thinking. Sometimes you misjudge them. There's a bookshop if you go down that street there. I think it's called something like Radical Books.